Good morning, class. So let us start off with the next topic under direction. So in the previous topic, we were in the previous video we were discussing about motivation and what were the different elements of direction and how motivation is important amongst them. And today we'll be talking about an important theory that is related to motivation. So this theory it's called Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So you would have already covered it under your entrepreneurship in your 11th. So this theory was developed by Abraham Maslow, who was a psychologist. So in this theory, he tries to bring out motivation, how motivation becomes a complex process, and how differently or how motivation helps in bringing up the individuals in a highly motivated scale, or how to make them committed towards a particular team, right? So Maslow, what he did was that he categorized human needs, or say, into different types. So you can see the types divided here in this pyramid here shown in the slide. So starting off with the basic needs, it starts from the lowest point, that is your psychological needs, sorry, physiological needs. So these needs are actually the basic needs of any human being. So it's usually related to survival, say food, shelter, then water, all these basic necessities. That is what is included, or in that is what is consisted in physiological needs. So when it comes to business, or when you talk about business or motivation in people, uh, these lay the foundation of hierarchy of needs. Okay, now physiological needs lay the basis or the foundation of needs. Now that includes your basic salary and monetary incentives. So all these incentives, that is your salary and your other incentives, the organization provides the employees, are required in order to satisfy these physiological needs, right? Then comes your safety needs. Now, once the physiological needs are satisfied, yeah, then the next set of needs come in. That is safety and security. Now these kind of needs uh, aim, or say, it ensures that a person will be able to meet that physiological need. So it'll also be present in the future. All right, that is. These physiological needs will be met in the future as well. That is what they mean by saying safety or security needs here. So it means like benefits such as like how the companies provide insurance policies, or say different plans for pension, how much of job security is there. All these are required to satisfy these needs. So now security needs can also be it's not just physical security, like against any kind of illnesses, or say any other kind of say death or any injury. It also includes financial security as well, like how we said job security, or say good working conditions or good working environment in the organization. Then next comes a social or affiliation, or say belonging needs or love needs. So here, when we speak of needs, belonging needs, it talks about social relationships, or how relationships in an organization becomes important for a person to survive in that environment. Now, every individual have that need for love. There is a need for friendship. There is a need for affection, and you see social orientation, that social life within an organization. So that is what we are talking about in social, or say belonging needs. So it plays a very important role in motivating human behavior. When people feel needed, or say when they feel that they are shown affection on, and they have some good friends in the organization, it motivates them to work better, or they feel like having a good, they feel like maintaining relationships within the organization, or they also feel like working in that organization. Then next comes, or the next level, highest level of needs is esteem needs. So when we now we can see some examples given there under esteem needs: prestige, feeling of accomplishment, right? Now, now these needs, esteem needs, are again, it's a higher degree of desire. So apart from say say apart from friendship and say belongingness or say affiliation or social relationships, then the next level or the highest desire, next high desire will be recognition and respect from others. Now, respect and recognition from peers. That is what we mean by saying the others. The term others is nothing but your peers and your superiors, etc. So now these needs are much more higher in levels, and it dominates when an individual is satisfied when the first three needs are met. Your first three needs being your physiological safety and your belongingness. Okay. So once that is attained, the next level is people what they look for is recognition and respect. So when people or say some motivating factors that comes under esteem needs are say status or say appreciation from your superiors or from your peers, then what it helps is it helps in satisfying an individual's need for recognition. So when a person feels that he is recognized or say respected or appreciated and say in front of a huge lot, they feel even more motivated to work or say reasonably perform better in the organization, right? So that is what we are discussing in esteem needs. Next comes the highest degree of needs once a person achieves the esteem needs as well, and those are self actualization needs. So when we speak of self actualization, you can see something written there called self fulfillment needs, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. So when we talk about self actualization, we are trying to say that what a person focuses or what a person's ultimate goal is to become. What, or say, for example, me as an individual, what do I need to be in the future? What do I need to achieve in the future? Apart from all these esteem needs, like the basic needs such as physiological or safety or belonging, this or say recognition, apart from that, I need to feel that yes, I have done something great. So for that, we call it a self actualization need. So if those needs have to be attained, an individual will work himself to develop himself as an individual and bring in his maximum of his potential, his skills, and his level of capabilities. He tries to develop them and he tries to bring himself to the top. So once actualization needs happen, it does not happen like when and we want. Actually, it's that individual who tries to make it happen for himself, right? So all these include like personal growth. Yeah, then achieving goals, what he has say set up for, say for example, for 5 years. Okay, this is what within 5 years I need to become a CEO, or say within the next 2 years I need to become the assistant manager or manager. All these are like included in self actualization needs. That's a person's individual goal, what he wants to achieve something that makes him feel that yes, I've achieved something and I've grown as an individual. Now there are different things that motivate him to go after self actualization needs. So it can be, say, different opportunities for bringing a creative side of an individual, or say giving a person a very challenging job task. All these help a person to satisfy his self actualization needs. All what when we provide an individual with such challenging opportunities, what happens is that he has that he will be driven to believe in his own capabilities, and he will be driven to use his skill to his potential to the maximum. And this again helps the organization to bring out the best in it, right? That whatever is there in the organization or whatever goals has been set by the organization, When a individual works for himself, he is also indirectly, mm, say, providing himself for the organization goals. That is, he is able to attain the organizational goals directly or indirectly. So, when we speak of Maslow's theory, there are certain assumptions now. So, here, when Maslow came up with this kind of a theory, he tried to speak of behavior as on the basis of needs. That is, people behave on the requirement of those needs. Okay, satisfaction of needs influence their behavior. See, for example, you are not happy with your salary, so you are not motivated to work further, right? That's an example. Say, for example, now the same thing. Say you are given a very high increment in your salary, you'll be motivated even more to work. So now you can see how that factors or that motivating factor, that salary has affected your behavior, or say your outlook towards the organization's working condition, right? Then the next one is when people are almost motivated by unfulfilled needs, or say needs are particularly which are yet to be fulfilled or yet to be satisfied. That is something that motivates people to work. Then needs are like how we said hierarchy, or set on a basis of hierarchy. First, you need the basic needs to be fulfilled first. Then comes your safety needs. Then comes your love needs, or say belongingness, and then comes your esteem needs. Then comes self-actualization. Let us say we are trying to say that only when the basic needs are say attained, only then a person tries to or say the person, as he satisfies his basic needs, his degree of needs starts to increase. That is what they're trying to say here. Then a person, again, when speaking of hierarchy, only when the first level of say needs are set or say satisfied, the person goes to the next level of needs. All right. Now, as a part of your class task, please try to point out what some of the advantages and disadvantages of Maslow's theory. All right, and see what kind of factors can affect or say influence people to have some needs, or say as or act as a motivating factor. So please go through the textbook and see the description what is given for each of these needs and the entire theory, and see what are the merits and demerits of this theory. All right. Thank you, class.